All right, guys, good morning. September 10th, Wednesday. It is time to get going. We have some breaking news on this morning. Just in, the SEC opens the door to crypto super apps. What does that mean? Well, Cointelegraph, we appreciate it. We're going to take a look at this article. We're also going to take a look at a clip from the Squawk Box from this morning with Vlad Tenev, right? That's his name. Let me check real quick. CEO of Robinhood. I always get him mixed up with the guy from Telegram for some reason. Pretty sure it's Vlad Tenev, right? CEO of Robinhood. Chat, let me know. But we're going to take a look at this on this morning, guys. 5 of you already with us. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Make sure to sub on YouTube. Follow us on X if you haven't already. But let's get right into this. So, breaking news. The SEC opens door for crypto super apps. Now, Paul Atkins also said this morning in Paris that most cryptos are not securities. So this is a big statement because with the Genius Act and now the Clarity Act, especially the Clarity Act, we are determining what cryptos are going to be regulated by the SEC or the CFTC. As you know, if something is labeled a security, then it is going to fall under the jurisdiction of the SEC. However, if it is a commodity, it will likely be regulated by the CFTC. So, very important to understand if you're invested in a specific project, what category that falls under. But why don't we just take a quick look at this article from Cointelegraph 3 hours ago. Breaking news. So, SEC chair says most tokens are not securities, backs quote unquote super app platforms. Amazing. We know our guy kind of looks like, hey, Arnold, this is a drawing. Doesn't really look like it too much there. But let's get into this. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, Chair Paul Atkins said that most crypto tokens are not securities, while outlining a sweeping plan to integrate crypto activities like trading, lending, and staking under a unified regulatory framework. This is big. Staking in particular, we're seeing a lot of activity pick up there with Ethereum, Solana. Grayscale just announced yesterday all of the Cardano that they hold, they are going to be staking it. And the SEC also already acknowledged that Cardano's staking platform is a liquid staking platform where nothing is locked up. This is already in documentation, guys. And now we're waiting for the Clarity Act. This is massive steps forward in regards to clarity. Not to beat a dead horse, or pun intended, with the Clarity Act, but that's why it's called that, guys. We need clarity. We need to know what's going on. What is going to be regulated by who? Is this illegal? Is this not illegal? Entities need to know that. Institutions need to know that. That's why a lot of them are on the sidelines right now, because they're waiting for this type of legislation. So, quote unquote, it is a new day at the SEC, Atkins said during a keynote address at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development Roundtable in Paris on Wednesday. Policy will no longer be set by HOC enforcement actions, he said, contrasting the previous administration's aggressive crackdown on crypto firms. Shout out to Gary Gins, possibly the worst SEC chair in history. We will provide clear, predictable rules of the road so that investors can thrive in the United States, Atkins said. You know what's funny, guys, is I'm not even the one that said, damn, how do you spell Emmer? There we go. I'm not even the one that said Gary Gensler might be the worst SEC chair in history. Tom Emmer said this, guys. Look at this. Gary Gensler might go down as the worst SEC chair in history. If you guys don't know who Tom Emmer is another GOAT in this space in regards to if you're a crypto fan, right? This guy has been pushing for crypto legislation for a minute. We like Tom Emmer here, guys. House Majority Whip, husband, father, hockey fan. What a beast, guys. Look at this guy. Yeah, but he's been involved for a long time in regards to trying to do things right for the crypto space. So shout out to Tom. I think it's funny that he said that about Gary Gensler. So let's just continue reading this. Under the Project Crypto Initiative, the SEC aims to modernize its security regulations to accommodate blockchain-based financial markets. According to Atkins, the president's working group on digital asset markets has already delivered a bold blueprint to support the mission. We love to see it. There he is. Little Hayes Franklin, how you doing? SEC tweeted themselves. But it's no secret, guys. Paul Atkins has been making statements ever since he took over. He said, crypto is my #1 priority, quote for quote. So all these advancements that I'm seeing, it's like, not surprised, but I'm also very happy at the same time. Now, this is basically the first half of the video. I wanted to discuss the clarity that we're getting, which is amazing. Shout out to Paul Atkins for giving these speeches and for letting the markets know the direction that we're heading. But now I kind of want to turn our attention to these super apps. This has also been going around on social media as well. Cointelegraph, super apps. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, doing a little bit more digging outside of this article here on the Cointelegraph, I was talking to Grok this morning. I was looking at some other articles. Well, it's basically an all-in-one platform, kind of like what X sounds like it wants to do. You can do anything under this one platform, all under one roof. Sounds great. But let's get into this article by Cointelegraph and see how they word it here. The SEC's updated strategy includes allowing platforms to operate as super apps that can facilitate trading, lending, and staking of digital assets under one regulatory umbrella. Atkins said that these platforms should also have the flexibility to offer multiple custody solutions. I believe regulators should provide the minimum effective dose of regulation needed to protect investors and no more, Atkins stated. We should not overburden entrepreneurs with duplicative rules that only the largest incumbents can bear. Atkins also praised the European Union's markets in crypto assets, or the MiCA framework. This was basically it here. The MiCA framework, it's kind of weird, but we're behind the EU in this. Really, guys? The US has to catch up to speed to the EU? Come on. But at the end of the day, praise the EU, because the MiCA framework looks like the SEC and the United States kind of took a little page out of that book. So Atkins also praised the European Union's markets in crypto assets, the MiCA framework, saying it provides a comprehensive digital assets regime, and noticed that US policymakers could learn from Europe's early regulatory steps. 100%. Yeah, I think Paul is hitting the nail on the head. Great name too, right? Okay. The SEC chief called for international cooperation to facilitate more innovative markets working together as, oh boy, every day, man, I got to pronounce a freaking name that I don't know how to pronounce. Alexander Day. Who puts a C and a Q together? Tocqueville. Gosh darn it. Chat, let me know about that one. What's up, Gandhi? Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Let's get it. This is big, guys. Might have put it, we can, quote unquote, extend the sphere of freedom and prosperity, he concluded. Great. Well, now let's turn our attention to Vlad Tenev, who I was mentioning before. What's funny is I actually mentioned this man basically yesterday as well, because I talked about the movie Dumb Money, who this is basically about. It's basically about Robinhood, Ken Griffin, shorting and retail pushing back against the big guy, which basically embodies crypto, which is why I like that movie so much. So, chat, if you're with me right now, you haven't seen the movie Dumb Money, it's a great watch. Shailene Woodley, Pete Davidson, Seth Rogen, some other names, Nick Offerman. It's a good movie. Go check it out. But right now, what we were going to check out together is not that, but this. First on CNBC, this is Squawk Box. We had Vlad Tenev on with us to discuss these super apps. Vlad Tenev is the CEO of Telegram. Christopher Columbus, Robinhood. And we're going to listen to what he says here because it's super important. Is Robinhood becoming one of these super apps? Looks like it. So let's see what Vlad has to say and go from there.
Yes, now to discuss first on CNBC is Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev. Vlad, this is just wild because you know that this could be like Reddit, except for it's real money. So people are able to see right now at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. how much Oracle was being bought on Robinhood.
How are you guys doing? That's right, Robinhood Social. We unveiled it among a bunch of other innovations and new products for our traders. And I think this is going to be a great source of information for people that are using the platform to hedge their risks, speculate. I think people are going to love it.
I totally agree, but I think what's most interesting, if you go in to be able to get into, say, the Oracle or the Robinhood, you're greeted with what I think maybe is the greatest innovation for Gen Z I have seen. Tell us about your IRA, because it is dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about what we encourage and incentivize through our various promos and matches, it's retirement. So the journey of a customer through the Robinhood platform is they usually come in because they're interested in buying a particular stock, you know, one of the innovation stocks, whether it be a Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, or many others that are at the frontier of innovation and technology. So they come in to buy a stock, sometimes a crypto, they become a gold member, and then they start putting a lot of their money into Robinhood. We think we can be a place for not just their active trading, but also their retirement savings, their cash that they want to earn interest on.
All right, let's just pause it there. This super app, do you guys understand what this is now? A place to hold your retirements, a place to hold basically your trades. You can trade on this platform. You can have your retirement portfolio on this platform. You can use your USD to earn interest, like a savings account. So, is this also a checkings? I mean, I just paused it. I guess we'll listen to the rest, but this is basically what these quote unquote super apps are embodying. And the SEC chair, Paul Atkins, is in favor of it. Now, this is interesting. Why is it interesting? Because constantly on this channel, guys, we have this discussion of basically the TradFi system trying to hold on to that power as hard as they can compared to crypto decentralizing this whole thing. Now, if you got into crypto for the right reasons, you want the decentralization aspect. I'm going to give you an example. On a platform like Ethereum or Cardano or maybe Caspa in the future or Avalanche right now or Sui right now or plenty other platforms, guys, you can basically do a lot of this already. One of the things I am most interested in as a Cardano holder is they are coming out with their card. Cardano card. It's going to be Android and Apple Pay. It's going to be a digital and a physical card that I can spend ADA, USDC, other stable coins on, like a Visa card, but I will also get rewarded for spending in it, and I can stake on the platform, and I can lend and borrow on that platform. So similar to the things that Vlad Tenev is saying that you can do on Robinhood right now, I would be able to do completely decentralized. So, I mean, again, it's a lot of you watching, over 50 of you guys tapped in with me right now. Appreciate you guys for watching, tapping in with me. But let me know in the comments, why are you guys in crypto? Are you going to use Robinhood and just let these guys continue to keep all the power and give them the liquidity? Or are we going to actually make sure that decentralized applications win? For me, it's a no-brainer. The thought of, not a central authority being able to freeze my assets whenever they wanted to, that we're seeing right now with the JP Morgans, Justin Sun right now with World Liberty Financial. No one from ADA can freeze my assets. It's not like Charles Hoskinson can just single out my address and be like, nah. That can't even happen. It's physically not even possible because of code, because of how it was built. Code is law, guys. This is a big deal. All right, so just take this with a grain of salt. These super apps, yes, you can obviously use one like a Robinhood. It could be super easy. It's an app on your phone. We get it. Or you can stick to being decentralized and do it in that manner. All right, just want to add my 2 cents. Let's get back to this video.
We're really building what I call a financial super app. We want to be the place where you can meet all of your financial needs at the lowest cost and with the best possible user experience. I think the product velocity that we saw last night is just an example of how much work we've done, but also how much work there remains to be done.
Okay, so I was on my Robinhood account this morning, and I did not see the social. Of course, I saw all the other great things, but am I just not looking at it right, or is it not out yet for regular people?
Yeah, so we announced, I want to say, not 9 products last night. Also, 2 more that our customers requested, and we had a live poll actually at the event that asked customers what they wanted to see us build next, which is the first time anyone's done that, to my knowledge. So not all of them are available same day. Some of them are, but social will actually be going live to customers early next year. So it was a little bit of a preview of what's to come.
Oh, good. I thought I didn't know how to navigate the site. I appreciate that. Let's talk about gambling. Let's talk about predictive. If I want one site for my capital, and I really do. I happen to like DraftKings very much, and I do daily fantasy with my kids stuff. But can I have everything on my Robinhood?
You can have many things. Prediction markets, as you mentioned, is one of the new exciting things that Robinhood is leading in. And
That's crazy. So now basically you can have Polymarket on Robinhood in the future, he's saying. That's another way. Polymarket's on Polygon. That's crazy. So now they're bringing all these decentralized ideas basically. I mean, that's obviously DraftKings. I mean, I guess now it's not really a decentralized idea, but again, it's just a fight for power. It's up to you whether you want to stick with the TradFi world or dip your toe into blockchain.
you have a bunch of different events that you can trade
DeFi.
if you're a trader. You can also use the prediction markets as a source of information for what traders are doing and where we think the world is going to go. For example, you've got CPI coming in later this week. We know we had producer price index coming in a little bit earlier, but there's actually markets on how many Fed rate cuts are anticipated in September or through the end of the year. And we also have prediction markets on the consumer price index, which I think is a valuable source of macro information as well.
Now, I did want to ask you about migration from crypto. I know that you and I have talked periodically. We talked before you had your app, which I think is so good. But I've always felt that I wanted people to go in for crypto, even go in for options, even go in for 0-day, but then maybe gravitate and do more traditional investing along with that. Are you seeing that, or are people that are, because you're known, of course, as being crypto, which, by the way, I love and don't think is a negative at all. But I do want to see people also do a little bit more of a conservative side going with crypto. Are you seeing that yet?
So here's the interesting thing. A lot of people do think that there's a lot of folks initially think that there's a migration. Maybe someone comes in as a trader and then eventually goes into more passive retirement or index funds. But what actually happens, what we've been seeing among our most engaged customers, is they come in through trading and they end up opening a bunch of accounts. And one of the new features that has been very requested by customers is actually having multiple individual accounts. So we released that yesterday. Now you can have up to 10 individual brokerage accounts in addition to your retirement and of course the joint accounts. So what we end up seeing is our most active customers are opening up a lot of accounts, and they not only do their active trading, but they also have the retirement. They also open up a joint account, but it's not like they migrate. They just bring more and more of their wallet to us. And I think that's what we consider a healthy customer relationship. We should really just be helping you with all of your financial needs. And banking is coming soon. I know a lot of people are excited about that. So we think we're close to being able to help you with your entire financial life.
Wow. That's a big statement. We think we're close to being able to help you with your entire financial life, he just said. Which is, oh man, that's scary. It's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I said yesterday on the channel, guys, this is my personal outlook on things, but every action has a reaction, yin and yang. With good, there is bad. That's like a natural law of the universe, of life. So, example, let's say you use Robinhood and you put your entire financial life on there. Like Vlad just said, what if they freeze your assets? And don't think that can't happen. It's literally happening. It's been happening the past 4 years by banks. Don't think an app like Robinhood won't do the same thing. As you find out, in the movie The Dumb Money, I don't want to spoiler this for you, but that's literally exactly what happened. Who were they getting funding from Robinhood when they were early? Ken Griffin and Citadel. Who basically told Robinhood to pause trading when GameStop was going crazy so people couldn't withdraw and cash out on Robinhood? Citadel. So don't think that the powers that be in the world right now are not trying their hardest to continue to hold on to that power, and they are afraid of what crypto and blockchain can do. DeFi is the big thing. Now, there are plenty of different decentralized platforms to engage in DeFi in, and I'm sure they're afraid of all of them. So that's my 2 cents. All my cents are in crypto. I always say that dumb joke. Let's get it. All right, let's listen to some Paulie Atkins. We love him. Great guy. What a guy. Great guy. We love him. Right? Let's listen to what he has to say. All right, super apps. Most cryptos are not securities. This is this morning in Paris. If I can find more clips of this meeting, I will find them for us on the streams later today, guys. If you're watching with us right now, appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure to sub on YouTube. Let's listen to this quick 37-second clip of Paul Atkins.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we must admit that crypto's time has come. For too long, the SEC has weaponized its investigatory subpoena and enforcement authorities to subvert the crypto industry. That approach was not only ineffective, but injurious. It drove jobs, innovation, and capital overseas. American entrepreneurs bore the brunt and have been forced to spend fortunes on building a legal defense instead of a business. That
Absolutely.
chapter belongs to history.
Hell yeah. That chapter belongs to history. What a bar. Paulie Atkins. What a bar. That chapter belongs in history, he says, along with Gary Gins, clown nose. Yeah. I mean, this drives home the sentiment of everything that we've been looking at so far in this stream. Paul Atkins just confirms basically, I mean, again, guys, you know, we teeter back and forth the past couple months or so where I've been saying, like, find me something that's bearish. I mean, maybe this NPM attack was a little bearish until we found out that basically this hacker flopped and only took like $400 after I was like pooping my pants and like thought this was like a really big, serious issue. I was kind of nervous. I was really nervous. But honestly, what other bearish news is out there, guys? All of your favorite crypto influencers, Alex Becker, etc., are all saying altcoin season's around the corner. We're going to get the most insane Giga Chad bull run here soon. Just be patient. Patience wins. Now, as you guys know, on the Coin Zone, we're not here to be future tellers. We just look at all the data. We look at the charts. We look at the sentiment. A lot of different things to look at. But I mean, I would agree. I still firmly believe that before the end of the year, we are going to start seeing prices take off. Now, I'm not saying things in the next month or 2 months maybe are going to 100x, but we're going to start to go in that direction, I think. Now, I could be wrong. A lot of us thought that we would already see better gains. You know, it's the 8th month of 2025, guys. This year went by insanely fast. Insanely fast. It's already September, guys. Like, life doesn't, who's with me? After COVID, nothing makes sense anymore. Life just flies by. Like, I feel like 6 or 7 years, whatever, since COVID. 6 years. I feel like 6 years just like that. I mean, this year flew by. Just trying to say, a lot of us were speculating, you know, looking at the charts, doing the math. Oh, some point in early or mid 2025, you know, blah, blah, blah. Things are going to go crazy. Well, we haven't really seen crazy yet. We've seen some coins, SUI, XRP, up 300% plus in the past year. But as you guys know, in crypto, as insane as this sounds, 300% is not that much. TradFi guys would hear 300 be like, "Wah." But us crypto guys are like, where's the memes at? Where's the 100x memes at? Right? So I don't know, chat. A lot to look at here. But let's just go back to this. I want to tap back in these super apps. I want you guys to tell me what you think you would do. All right, coming here soon. If you guys use Robinhood, actually, let me know. What? Sign in? I'm not doing that right now. That's insane. Live on the thing? Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Oh my gosh. Chat, we're not sharing this. Let me do this real quick. Why are they asking me to sign in on a freaking Wednesday out of nowhere? Hate to see it. All right. Well, we're back, guys. Let's take a look at what the markets are doing today. What is going on? And whoops, don't look at that. My transactions. Okay. So we are green today. Love to see it. Bitcoin is at 113,000, almost 114. ETH. I mean, listen, guys. We've been waiting for ETH's doors to really break this. All right, we hit over 5K briefly, I believe. Didn't we hit over 5? Maybe very close to it in August, right? A couple weeks back. And I remember, if you guys were with me on the chat during this whole time in July through August, I was saying, hey, look, guys, looks like ETH is starting to make a run. Looks like we might be over 5K. Once that happens, alts could start to move. Well, ETH briefly touched it for a second, pause, went back down. All right. So we're still waiting a little bit. We're still in waiting mode. But on the month, ETH is up 3%. Let's take a look at BTC. Whoops. Down 4%. That's all you need to know. That is all you need to know. That is the number one indicator to look at. What's happening with Bitcoin and ETH? Where are the tides turning? Is the attention starting to go from Bitcoin to ETH? That's one of the first things to look at. That's what it's been looking like the past month or so plus. And right now, as we can see, the markets are pretty green, guys. Looking very good. Maybe to end it off on some funny, interesting news from today, let's take a look at this one announcement. Litecoin got rid of, where is it? Oh, it's in my replies. Litecoin got rid of their intern, guys. Maybe it's not in my, what I did. Okay, here we go. I thought this was a freaking meme at first. I thought this was their intern about to say something at the end. Oh, but XRP smells, or something silly, as they've been saying. Hopefully, I hope this is a joke, because this intern has been very entertaining. But I guess they got enough hate after maybe the Benjamin Cowan situation with the baldness that they got rid of the intern. Now, I commented, nobody wanted this. And they're responding very cordially. Everyone's pissed at this. Yeah. As an Litecoin Maxi, I do not approve this message. Yeah. You ruined Christmas. Man. XR. Oh my God. Bring back the old intern. Shaking her head in disappointment, gets up and leaves. Yeah. I mean, hopefully, I don't know if I believe him yet, to be honest. Yeah. But look, I'm getting replies right now. Biggest L of the year for Litecoin. The people were entertained. The people spoke, and I guess Litecoin didn't listen. Unfortunate. If you guys are Litecoin holders out there, let me know in the comments. But, you know, we like to look at the Litecoin holder because they're very entertaining. Their X account was entertaining. They were getting eyes on them. Litecoin was doing treasuries. They're the number one used platform, supposedly, they say, over Bitcoin and ETH for payments. Litecoin is still around, guys. Don't sleep. However, for me, I would look at Caspa instead. That's just my 2 cents. And stick around, because we have a Caspa interview, a brand new Caspa interview coming out on the channel soon. All right, if you want a little sneak peek of what this interview is, if any of you know about Caspa and you're Caspa fans, you for sure know about Caspa Silver. Bro is one of the biggest Caspa, I guess, like influencers, maybe not influencer, but channel, big Caspa channels. I mean, this is my second time I've sat down with him for over an hour to just have a discussion, have an interview. His breadth of knowledge is very, very extensive. He has technical knowledge. This interview was great. You're going to learn a lot. As you guys know, if you go on YouTube and you sub to us, our last interview was also Casper related. So we're doing a lot right now with Casper. This is Vijay, 3.3 thousand views on that one, guys. I'm sure we're going to get closer more with this one as well, because Casper Silver is a big account. It was a great interview. So don't sleep, guys. If you're watching us, if you're watching with us now, you're with me right now on 95 of you. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Tune in later. That's going to be dropping soon. Actually in 30 minutes. I believe we'll be dropping 30 minutes. So I'm going to be going live again soon. And I'll mention again there. But make sure to tap back in when I come back on the live later, guys. I will see you in a bit. Once again, this is the Coins on Crypto with Paul. See you guys soon.